Hey there, everybody. I am back from work, I am back from grocery shopping, and my wife is playing Avon Colony, all of which adds up to only one thing, and that is that I have time to play ZAngband, which I'm very psyched about. File, open, Masdar T, Masdar Thorn. Before we continue, there are a few things I've learned, and I should impart that information to you. I've learned it via the the ZAngband.org website. Still has, it's still kicking around, even though the game seems to have last been updated in 2004, as far as I can tell. But the site's still up there, and there's a lot of information up there. The first thing I should say is I've looked up. Sorry, I've got multiple windows open in my thing here. And I'm just trying to make sure I have the information I need. Okay, for the Dark Elf, the Magic Missile, see below. Interesting, I had more information than I have here. I had the actual damage it does. I don't have that on hand anymore, but it also has a chance of, a 10% chance of beaming when it shoots. I learned that. I think that allows it to shoot through multiple opponents, like a light beam or something, but I'm not sure. It does less damage when it does that. I believe it is 3, this is complicated math, but I'm going to feed it to you. 3 plus bracket level -1. So what is that for us? What level are we? We're level 8. So 3 plus 7, which is 10 over 5, which is 2. D4. So I guess it does 2d4 damage right now for us when it beams, but then it goes through multiple opponents, I believe. That's number 1. Things that I have more pertinent data on that I've actually learned, that I have the information at hand. This one's really cool, and that's that the different spell types, different spell study lines. What the hell? What am I looking for? Different spell genres, i.e., death magic. Each of these different spell types, or many of them, have drawbacks additional to what you see in terms of here's the available spell list, here's the these 2 spells you have to find, or these 2 spell books you have to find rather than buy. In addition, they often have drawbacks or weirdness going on. In the case of death magic, there's been a few times where we've noticed our character's health is suddenly down, and I'm like, I don't know what happened. Did I get hit? What happened? It's because failing to cast a spell correctly, if you're casting a death magic spell only, can also result in damage to your character. If you fail to get the spell off and 1d100, so a random number from 1 to 100 is less than the number of the spell, i.e. I believe that's the casting level of the spell, you will lose 1, 2, 3, or 4d6 hit points. I believe that's chosen by, you lose 1 if it's from book 1, 2 if it's from book 2, up to 4d6 from book 4 is my guess. And you also, if that happens, have a 1 in 6 chance of losing spell number times 250 XP. Spell number, again, I believe being the level of the spell, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it's the listing order in the book. I don't know. If the spell was from, if it was from Black Channels or the Necronomicon. That can't happen if you're casting from books 1 or 2. If you have Hold Life going, whatever that is, it prevents experience loss. If the miscast spell was from the Necronomicon, you then also have a 50% chance of having your sanity... you have a 50% chance of having your sanity blasted instead. I don't even know what that means. I hope we live long enough to find out. So there's a drawback. If you're casting chaos magic, all kinds of funky shit can happen. If you're casting trump magic, which can summon monsters, and you fail in your summoning, then you still summon the creature, but it attacks you. A lot of neat shit going on that I wasn't aware of before. It looks like sorcery has no drawbacks, and arcane has no drawbacks, as far as I can tell. The last thing I should mention that's, again, unique to this game, in addition to the fact that we haven't yet found what these quests are that we know about, there's also something called the Ancient and Foul Curse. If it comes up, we'll look it up, but there are things that can trigger this curse, including if you kill an amberite, like a monster, or, there's a bunch of different ways you can accidentally trigger it. But when it comes up, it can be very, very, very bad. It sounds like it could theoretically be game-ending if it goes catastrophically wrong. But we'll look more into that if we start noticing it happening. For now, we won't worry about it. But just know there is an additional feature to this game called the Ancient Foul, the Foul and Ancient Curse. All right, we were about to go down the stairs, as I recall. Let us proceed. Oh, I gotta freaking click into the appropriate box. Done. There we go. Now I'm gonna sit back and put everything in proper positions and proceed. Let's go. Down to level 4. Let's be a little bit cautious. Last 2 Angband games we played, which was Angband proper and Angband, we We got a little too big for our britches, a little too fast, so we're going to be extra cautious right now. Matter of fact, let's, on that note, cast M-A-C. The doors and traps to check. Let's also do M-A-A. So we have a kobold, a white worm mass, and a white jelly up to the northeast. Let's go confront them. They're not that tough. Let's get rid of them. We know there's no traps in this immediate region. Oh, fuck. Was that a river of lava? Let's look. Doesn't you can't look at that. There is probably a key you can look to. Maybe if you press shift. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yep, it's lava. I accidentally jumped in it. Okay. Well, there you go. There's something new in this game. Hey, that doesn't exist in ZAngband. Pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. All right, let's immediately. So, because we've learned that black magic can also hurt us, death magic, it's, I think, safer for us to probably cast our magic missile as a dark elf than it is to cast malediction as a rule. There might be excuses to do otherwise. I guess malediction also does bonus damage to evil creatures. So I guess there's circumstances where the opposite would be true. But for now, let's just magic. Let's try a malediction. See how that does. MBB. We got him. Because it did the bonus damage to the evil, it might be better to hit them with that. 3,400 spikes. I thought it would just be a skeleton. Let's take that. We can sell that. As far as I can tell, we're not slow yet. Our strength isn't that good. I'm not sure. I guess maybe we're not carrying that much. Our armor's quite light as well, isn't it? We've had some weight problems with our last few characters, so it's something I'm aware of. Hit him with a magic missile. Done. Giant black ant that was. I think that was a new creature for us. It's an unusual little lake of lava. Can I light in here? M-A-D. Yeah, I guess I can. Didn't quite get this area. I'm going to do it again just for completion. It's weird it doesn't hit the whole room all the time. Oh, that's a mushroom patch. I thought that was like food. All right. We got it with a magic missile. Do we have browse A? I can't remember if we have like a means of. No, we have a means of preventing poison in the first place, right? We have resist poison. We don't have the other one. We don't have like neutralize poison. Also trying to see. Interesting. Also trying to see if we can, if we have anything we haven't tried. We haven't tried recharging yet. I guess we have nothing to recharge, do we? Just gonna wait here till the poison's gone. Okay, we're okay. So spotted mushrooms we should keep back from well back. Too bad they look like doors. All right. We need 50 experience exactly to level up. I don't need that. Huh. Keep grabbing iron spikes. I think I can sell them for 1 gold piece each. So it's like 24 gold pieces if we can get it back to the surface. That's not terrible. I don't think. Let's... That's actually MAC. In case there's any traps. Okay, let's... UA north. Oh, I think it's an actual potion. We found a potion. We don't usually find those. Oh, what am I looking at? Hard biscuit. Let's just eat it. Let's eat that hard biscuit. Get it out of our inventory. Matter of fact, I'll eat the slime molds for the same reason. Until it says full or until it's gone. Alright. Free up 2 inventory slots and abate our hunger a bit. Flask of oil, we got lots of those. Drop some in our home, I guess. Wheel 2. Wheel 1. MAD. Alright. UA. Let's make sure they're not iron spikes. A lot of these crooked rooms. They're interesting. I don't know if I love them, to be honest with you. Kind of odd. But they're interesting. Interesting that they exist. I like the fact they exist. I wish they were less common. Finding an interesting room should be cause to say, hey, that's interesting, not, oh, that again. MAC'd again, just to be safe. MAA again. There's literally no monsters around. This is a very tame level as far as I can see. Whoops. Control F. Looks reasonably safe, I'll say. It seems reasonably boring. But we're not going to complain. Boring is better than deadly, I say. Money is always welcome. We're not going to do it yet, but there's a... Oh, for fuck's sakes. Obviously, there is a another feature of this game we have not even looked at yet, and that's the wilderness. We need to get to another town at some point, because there will be other stores. Apparently, there are over 100 store types in this game. There are only like 7 in Zangband, or 8 if you count your home or something like that. Maybe 9, I can't remember. There are over 100 in... Sorry, a message popped up at the same time I was pressing S while looking at the message. If I kept searching after I found that. In this game, so that'll be interesting to explore and see what other things are out there. Some of them provide services, not just purchasable things. We've already seen things like, well, like the Hall of Heroes, whatever the fuck it was, or Hall of Honor, or some Hall of Warriors, maybe it was called. The zeros, by the way, those remember in the first episode we saw a store, and I'm like, what the fuck is zero? And it didn't even identify it. That's a... I don't know if they are aware of the fact that that problem exists in their code. That /0 does not seem to recognize anything, but 0 is a junk shop. It'll have a little bit of everything, but nothing great, is how it usually works. Interesting to know. So we got a junk shop, a couple of general stores, and a couple of magic shops, and a Hall of Heroes here. But for anything else, we got to go out of town. So sooner or later, probably not before level 10 at least, we may branch out and be like, hey, what's up? What else is out here? Just to get a lay of the land. I don't want to do it too early because you can die in the wilderness, of course. There can be deadly monsters in the wilderness. I also learned in reference to that. More than one town can have an entrance to the dungeon, so it's not like this is the only town where you can get into the dungeon. But the large cities, the largest towns, will not have it. Just for the record. Interesting to note. And things like, word of recall will not work to take you down into the dungeon if you're not within a reasonable proximity of, stairs. I.e. in a town that has them, I think. It seems like an unusually tame level, does it not, for the depth we're at? I mean, I know we're only at 4, and 4 is not that deep, but it's deep enough that I would assume we'd be meeting more powerful monsters than we are. Something minorly noteworthy. I'm not trying to U. I wish it wasn't Shift U as well. I don't know if you can rearrange the keys in this game. Given how often I'm going to use that keyboard command, I wish I didn't have to press Shift all the time. Ergonomics, man. It's all about the ergonomics. A white jelly. Can I hit it from here? Yep. So as long as we're using our magic missile, we don't risk the problems with using the black spell book. So we'll try and use that as a general rule, in preference to malediction. With some exceptions, clearly. Another potion. We're going to bring some stuff back and sell it and learn all the goodness. Make some money in the process. Found a sling. We are now officially slightly slow. I was just warned by someone online, one of the viewers online, watching the currently uploading ongoing ZAngband videos, ZAngband proper, that being slow is like the worst thing. He'd drop stuff in preference to being slow, even slow by 1. I don't think I'm going to abide by that just yet. Let's refuel our lamp. Hell, now we're not slow anymore after refueling our lamps. We're on the cusp here. But I think we will once we what is that? Like, I don't, if I step in that and it's dangerous, I'm going to be very sad, but you can't look at it. Let's is there a list of commands? I pressed question mark. ZAngband spoilers. Hey, you can see stuff right here. I don't want to see that right now. I just want to know. Look at that. Yeah, ZAngband monsters, cursed objects. Like, if you want to know, it's like a fucking civilopedia. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. There's apparently light and heavy curses now too. That's pretty interesting too. Apparently, pressing asterisk is telling me I'm on dry mud. I don't know what that means. Oh, I'm targeting, I guess. Sorry, we want to know a command list. Is there a way to... I was told by another viewer that there is a way to look at things where, you know, your cursor doesn't leap to the next thing that the game designates as interesting. Apparently ZAngband doesn't designate lava and I'm guessing water. Let's find out. Well, it didn't seem to hurt me. That's interesting. Hey, Kiri. Hey, Pug. I'm going to take a look at my my soft leather armor. Weighs 8 pounds. Let's get this. Did we already get it? Padded armor, which weighs only 6 pounds. I mean, bottom line, it's better than my soft leather armor for weight. So I should switch to it in general, which I may do now, and hope it's not cursed. Does that make sense? Or is that just the height of stupidity? I'll just carry it for now. Either way, I'm carrying the same weight. But I will wear it in preference to the soft leather if it comes down to a choice. We should really upgrade that armor one way or the other, though, soon. Interesting, though. The padded armor is just better soft leather. Slightly superior version of soft leather. It's cool. The more they can add into the game, the better. And more content, the better. I think. It's one of the prime things I grade roguelikes on is the level of content. You can get away with low content if oh, fuck me. So we got another one of these things. You want to try reading it? Let's find out what the fuck it is. Read which scroll. Oh, I didn't get it yet. There's a message on the scroll. It says, "You will need to restore the Constitution if the anarchists strike." Is it just a joke again? You know, implying that if anarchists overthrow, I guess, the U.S., they would have to reinstate the Constitution of the country, the Constitution of the United States. Is that what that means? I want to try disarming this. We have great disarming skill. We set it off. I don't know what happened. Maybe nothing. I don't have a clue what it did. Didn't seem to hurt me in any way. I mean, maybe it damaged, for all I know, it damaged like inventory or equipment or something. But if so, it didn't notify us. We also may need to go on in terms of a different location than the starting town soon to get more arrows. Or I guess we could start using a sling if we have to, but no place was still selling arrows we last saw. And we're running low. All right, I'm going to suggest, do we have word of recalls? Or no, yes or no? No. Let's start the climb back up. Because we're not, well, there's a little place over here to explore. Let's explore everything we can first. Takes a lot of these hits to kill these things. How much are they worth? It's worth 2.87. Not bad, not bad. It's magical, casting spells which drain mana about 1 time in 10. Nothing is known about its attack. You can see here as well, I believe. Give me half a second to do this. When it's saying 1 time in 10, we're also not seeing a mana bar, for instance. I don't know if, as opposed to spellcasters in Angband proper now, and possibly spellcasters in Angband, I can't quite remember. In those, monsters actually have mana. They have a finite amount of mana, and if they expend it all, they can't keep casting spells. Whereas in Moria, and I think in perhaps this which is based on an earlier version of Angband, they just have a chance of casting the spell, and it's not like there's any mana. It's just there's a 10% chance each round it does so. I think is how that works. Could be wrong. Oops. All right, up we go. Back to the surface a long way. Well, we determine that's poisonous. It's like a poisonous field, poisonous plants. Interesting stuff. Here's a staircase right here. Let's take care of that and just head up. Green ooze. I also learned, because I found a patchwork chronology of when ZAngband was released in its various incarnations, various version numbers. There was a version number where it first says they adapted the combat system from Angband, which may imply that this, first of all, this game was based on Angband, not Angband, and Angband was not based on this. But this did take something from Angband, which is the combat system. I'm hoping and assuming that means the whole, you get less, like strength and dexterity are no longer a prime consideration in how many swings you get with light weapons, because I hate that rule. It does say that now various classes are capped at lower maximum swings per turn, period. And it says it's now much more important to consider the base damage of a weapon, which I think implies to me that, yeah, using a more damaging weapon is usually preferable to, using a lighter weapon. Let's just eat. No, let's get that. Eat that slime mold. Which is what I want. So that's great to hear if it's the case. No, we haven't done that. It would also reveal staircases to us if there were any around here. There's not. But it tells us to head in a different direction. If we're trying to ascend, which we are. And by ascend, I mean get back to town, not ascend as in the... Some games use ascend as a code for victory, because in, say, Rogue, your objective was to get the damned Amulet of Yendor and then ascend back to the surface. So ascension is victory. A lot of games use that. Even games where you don't have to do that. Even games where you don't have to bring something to the surface. Games like Moria, where you have to kill the Balrog, as an example. Or this, where you have to kill the Great Chaos Serpent. I think often when you say somebody ascended, it's still a reference, a code word for they won, I think. Which I think is interesting. I always find that kind of, I don't know, sociological information about a given group, in this case roguelike players, just interesting. The shorthand language that they have. slurring my speech a little. I think it's because I'm so damn tired. We haven't seen the stairs yet, and I've just ignored them, have we? If so, I apologize. Let's do MAC again. There they are. Let's do MAA as well. Alright, it's just one brown ant or soldier ant or whatever the fuck it is between us and there. That's not a big deal. Whoops. Ah, this isn't the way, though. Whoops. Got him with the magic missile. The Dark Elf magic missile. Oops, I wasn't expecting that either. Okay, I killed it with a fucking dagger. Alright, let's get back to the surface here. Almost. One more. MAC. MAA. MAA. An eye and a kobold. Let's head towards the kobold. Out of the two, I think the kobold has a chance of dropping a small kobold. A chance of dropping. There's a staircase too. Chance of dropping an inventory item, so that'd be nice. As you can see. Let's get these iron spikes. Now we're really slow. Let's get this. We can always sell it. Maybe I should have grabbed the other one too. We don't have a level feeling yet, do we? Looks like any other level. Let's just go out. What are we doing? Okay, we're back in the general town. Paper armor. Interesting. Is that what I have? Is paper armor not padded armor? Did I totally misread that? No, I have padded armor. I wonder if paper armor is even fucking lighter. It's even lighter. Is there... Let's examine it. That's interesting. It's a better armor, in my opinion, than soft leather or padded, because it's even lighter. Not that that's a big deal right now for us. Let's sell some stuff. Let's sell... Well, let's sell K. That's fine. Let's also sell K. That's fine. We can't wear the gloves anyway. Will he not... He's got maces here. So a Kopesh, which is 13, or a mace, which is 12. So far the mace is the thing that we're eyeballing the most as a new weapon instead of our dagger. I'd like to know more about the Kopesh and the thing. Doesn't tell us anything. Why is the Kopesh 243? Well, the mace is 166, but the mace is lighter, and therefore, as far as I can tell, the only weight and damage are the only two real variables that work there that I can tell. So I don't know why it would be pricier for the one. Might be able to get a wand as well. Now that we have our recharge spell, like a wand of frostbolts might be incredible for us, right? Because we can fucking recharge that all we want with our spell. Let's worry about that in a minute. Let's sell. You know what? Let's sell the red speckled potion. Find out what we have. Potion of heroin. Let's sell. Tangerine potion. Saltwater. Sell. Gold potion. Boldness. Okay. Good stuff to know. Nice broadsword. Let us sell. K. Oops, I didn't mean to sell one. Sell. K. Sell. Wooden torch, F. Sell. I mean, for now, let's exit here. Let's wield the padded armor. As far as I can tell, it's just better than the soft leather. Let's sell the soft leather. Fine. We want to change that. It's saying red speckled potion of heroism. Let's get rid of that thing right now. That's the gameplay. Allow uniques. Generate dungeons. No. Pardon me, user interface, efficiency maybe? Display. It's got to be display. Show labels and object listings. I'll set that to no. And now let's go back in and it's just, it's still red speckled. Damn it. Let's put that back on. I just want to try something here. I just want to see what happens if I do this. Interesting. If you want it to look like Moria, there's your way. I don't want to do that. I was just curious. Oops, I'm sorry. Sorry guys, it'll only be 1 minute, but we might as well get this shit set up right. Plain object descriptions. How about that? K. That's the thing. That's just a potion of boldness. Otherwise, it just gets confusing. If you're always reading that thing, it gets confusing. To me. So far, out of everything we can get here, I'm eyeing that fucking Wand of Frostbolts, much to my surprise. That's not something I would have anticipated being like, hey, that's the thing I want. But that's the thing I want. This is my house. Let's drop let's drop 10 of them. Let's also drop, I think, the sling for now, because we might need it later instead of the short bow. You never know, right? Is there any second level spell book? Black Mass, is that the second level one? It's on sale, man. We could get it right now, and at least we know we have it. Fuck. We don't need it yet, but we may need it soon. Is it worth purchasing? Because if it's not here later and we need it... Oh, he's selling the Wand of Frostbolt even cheaper here. It's 6 Wands of Frostbolt with 46 charges for 690. Alright, you can run. I'm not going to fight you. Whereas here he's selling it for 14.15. Why? I don't know. That's tempting as well then. Well, you know what? Given our I'm going to purchase K. Purchase K. 1. It's got 8 charges. Given our bow is running out of arrows. Let's see if he has any more arrows, by the way. I think it might make sense to do this for now. There's also that broadsword. We could grab that, but we don't really need it. We're not relying on hand-to-hand enough. Maybe we should just save that money for something else. Just looking for arrows. He hasn't. Oh, he's got flight arrows right here. Purchase C. Asterisk for all of them. Right? Nope. Purchase C. How many? 37. Okay. I'm sorry, we're almost done here. 44. It's just in one slot. Okay. I don't think we're ready to go over, well, anywhere else yet. I'd say we go back down the long way. Actually, I'm going to call it right here. Get some water, and then I'll do one more round and then see what Tanya's up to and see if she feels like doing something. It's a Sunday night. There's not going to be any good news on, man. There's no Rachel Maddow on a Sunday night. That's what sucks about Sunday nights. Oh, I'll see. Let's do a file save. Oh, come here, you. Let's do a file save and then a stop recording. And then I'll just walk back in. I won't bother starting it up again.